Railroader, just bought it, very high praise from the reviews. It's kind of a physical locomotive drive thing like Derail Valley, except not so physical and not so much focused on first-person action, but is also just as much a dispatcher simulation where you have to get people from A to B. And I just started it and I want to see what it's like. No music, no sound, nothing. This is what I get to see. Welcome, Railroader. There's a lot of work to do and railroad fun to be had, both for you as well as for us, the developers of Railroader, in your travels on the rails. Remember that Railroader is in early access and is a work in progress. Many of the towns you pass through are not yet populated by buildings, and models may not be complete. We will be working to fill the picture during early access, as well as listening to your feedback on gameplay to determine how best to shape company mode and other mechanics. We sincerely hope you enjoy your time in the game, even if you have to use your imagination from time to time. Before you continue, it will help us build a better Railroader if we can collect anonymous usage data. Your name, railroad name, and other personalized information are not collected. If you change your mind, you can always opt in or out in settings. Whatever your choice, thank you for playing Railroader Early Access. Maybe collect yes. Still no music, nothing. Can I somehow scale up the user interface? Because I believe some people would appreciate that. Oh, hello. Oh, not that much. A little bit less. I think this is good. 150, maybe? Yeah, 150. Limit to VSync, quantity ultra, particles, yep, draw distance maximum, tree density, I will leave that default, field of view, let's just leave that default for now. Sound, is there sound though? Maybe there would be sound at this point, it's a malfunction that I don't have anything now. Huh. Single player. New game. What's the name of your railroad? Railroad company. Smoky Mountain and North Maryland Railroad. Appalachian Railway. That's the region where we are, so yeah, let's use that. Game options. Company Sandbox. Play in a semi-structured full map. Create and delete engines and cars freely while also serving customers. Company. There's only one place to start. Bring your railroad back to life in the wake of a flood. Manage your trains, money, and customers. Name your safe. Will there be any sound? Oh yes, oh yes. And probably too loud, for I had no opportunity to adjust it yet. Our first impression, very pleasant. Welcome to the Railroader tutorial. The following chapters will walk you through running your railroad. Not bad. From engine operation and moving around to running freight and passenger service. This tutorial is designed to be played in sequence, with each chapter building on the previous. While you can close this window to pause the tutorial at any time, and the last page will be saved, keep in mind that later chapters may not proceed as planned if you do much work on your railroad before resuming the tutorial. Let's get started. Engine operation. Right mouse button. I'm moving around. Do I see screen tearing? Because that's an immediate refund. Oh, okay. We do see screen tearing. Because that's one of the simplest, most fundamental things to not fuck up. Let me just increase the field of view. Because this is painful. 120. See what that does. I guess I have to start over. And graphics. VSync link limit to 60 FPS. That's not how VSync works, baby. Don't sync monitor rate. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Monitor rate. Let's try that. And then I will start over maybe. Quit. Discard. Single player. No, let's first check the settings again. Preferences. So, using monitor rate. I don't know which one is which. Just crank both of them up and then later adjust. Single player, new game. Huh. Eastern Railway, that's fine. Company. See if that already existed and needs to be overwritten. Well, either no or the game doesn't want. Ah, that's more up my alley. Okay, that's too much. I see. I realize it's too much. How do we change the field of view while in the game? Apparently it's not possible. That's annoying. I will both of them down to 90. It seems to be vertical because it's so extreme. 120 shouldn't be so strong. I mean, wouldn't be so strong. So let's start over again. Or save, quit, single player, and load. Ah. Yeah. I think that's workable, and I think the screen tearing is also done, so no refund, because that would have been a refund. An engine that doesn't do VSync, it has constant tearing? No. Ah, WASD. Space, we can jump. Oh, we can jump quite far. I wonder, can I permanently switch into some kind of first-person mode? Maybe they will tell me that, but let's see. Preferences. Input. Mouse look. Hold right mouse toggles. Aha, that's good. Mouse look speed. Okay. We have mouse acceleration, which is okay, because, I mean, it brings some realism. In reality, you cannot do blip, blip, blip. No? Let's just see if some energy is being lost here. I'm looking at what the implementation is doing. Am I losing energy when I'm moving faster or slower? Apparently no. So it's just an inertia. Okay, fine. I think the implementation is nice. Wow, we can run quite fast. I guess they have understood the derail valley problem of you have to move a lot of distance. The mouse is a bit slow for my taste. Oh yeah. Still a bit slow. No, it's too fast. But if the game indeed doesn't have music, allow me. Radio di.fm ambient pop. Oh, not this loud. Alrighty. Okay, welcome to Railroader tutorial. Engine operation. Right mouse button, so the mouse is free. Right mouse button again is a toggle now. Start. East Whittier. This is the location where we're at. After the flood. Today is the day. We are on... We are on our own railroad. The Atlantic Railway might not have thought this area was worth their time, but now it's all in our hands. We got 1.5 good engines out of the deal, and the roundhouse in Bryson is in good shape. Trouble is, the roundhouse, it reminds me of the museum in Derail Valley, and maybe it's exactly the kind of thing that it is. Trouble is, it doesn't do us much good with the bridge at ELA still out. This yard at East Whittier will be our home for now. The yard doubles as an interchange with the Atlantic Railway to the east, and the engine service facilities, the coal conveyor, water column, engine shed, are more than enough for our current needs. It continues. In this first chapter, we learn the basics of railroader, starting with how to look around and move. By the end of this chapter, you'll know how to move a locomotive around. In subsequent chapters, we'll cover more in-depth concepts of running a railroad. For some topics, you may want to check the guide F1, which goes into more detail than this tutorial or certain topics. Click next for the next page. F1, here's the guide. Table of contents, freight types. Oh god damn it. Hello developers, mouse wheel. Yeah, this is the speed that the mouse wheel has. Did this not occur to you to be stupid as dog shit, if I may fucking ask, so very clearly and loudly and intensely? Because this is unacceptably stupid. I'm not saying don't get the game, blah blah blah, I'm not saying that, but this, I mean, look at this, the game has been in development for a while. They have a product that can be sold, a product that is praised, and this is still normal? God damn it, there's no forgiveness here. Anyway, let's switch to them so you can use pausing if you want to read some stuff. Next chapter. Looking around. In Railroader, you'll primarily use the mouse to look and the keyboard to move. Holding the right mouse button enables you to look around by moving the mouse. Try it now. Hold right mouse button and move the mouse to look around 0%. I will press the right mouse button and release it because of my configuration change. Aha. Mouse. Oh, okay. Oh. Ah. I'm now super zoomed. Zoom out. Oh, okay. Now I'm zoomed out further. So I wonder what the field of view setting is good for. Is it like a default? Ah, oh, that's the default. That's exactly like in Stationeers. In Stationeers, we have keypad minus, plus, and enter, or wherever you put that afterwards, to zoom in, out, and then reset to the default forfeit. Clicking the middle mouse button resets to the default forfeit appears. Use mouse wheel to try different zoom levels. You can customize mouse look and preferences using the button in the upper right or Control I. Control I? Ah, real time. I like that. Not like, oh, the sun is moving, every second is a minute. Step on the gas, man. What are you doing? Dude, I'm at home now. I'm sitting on my ass enjoying the landscape. Thank you very much. Can you give me real time, please? Instead of hunting me the whole time. I have that at work. Thank you very much. So, nice that this is real time. Moving. Let's stretch our legs. You can move using WSD. Jump. Great. If you're in a hurry, you can hold by holding down shift. Lining switches for our movement. This was, I believe, the game pointing the camera. Lining switches for our movement. Our good engine is at the engine shed. In the next chapter, we'll rescue the wrecked one, so let's get ready to move the engine out onto the lead to top of the water and coal. A lead is track, or that's a spelling error, I guess. Can you actually see the mouse move? Let me just force ops to foreground. Okay, now I'm clicking here. Oh, we can see the mouse. Good. Okay. I have an auto hotkey script with which I can toggle any window to be always on top or not always on top, or to be like half translucent and to be fully intransparent. Very useful, use it all the time at home and at work, irreplaceable. Is a track that is used for accessing or switching a set of tracks. In this case, the yard lead provides both access to the yard and a place to move cars between yard tracks when switching the yard. Again, moving the screen for us. This switch connects the engine shed to the lead. Walk to the switch, stand 46 feet. Now I just clicked from here and toggled this dude. Oh, this is very interactive. Can I unscrew the bulb? No? Refund. The lead, or lead, I guess lead, is accessed by this switch, just to the right of the coal conveyor. Left. What? That's the coal conveyor. Yeah, okay. The coal conveyor is on the left. On the right we have... Do I have to talk to you about field of view again? Just a very short version. We have evolved for a certain objective field of view. Objective why? Because we have evolved for it. That's how we are constructed. That's the data that we need and want. Also, this is a 3D first-person interface, so the goal is to replace as much as possible of your human first-person vision with the computer screen area. Else you're doing it wrong. The more you're replacing, the more right you're doing it. Now, the bigger the screen, the effective screen size is, the wider the field of view has to be, as the geometry is wrong. I could go in depth into this, but I will not. Okay, that's a fact, and so my field of view is correct, and if you find it not to be correct, then it's because your viewing equipment is objectively wrong. Now you may not have another option. Maybe you have to sit far away, maybe it's small, maybe blah 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 blah. But it doesn't change the fact that it's objectively wrong. It has to replace as much as possible of your human first-person field of vision. The switch, the LED is accessed by the switch, just to the right of the coal conveyor and the water column. What? This is the coal conveyor, isn't it? And this is the water column. Yeah, okay. The switch has a target on top. When the target is viewed from the track and shows green, that means the switch is lined for the normal position. If the target is red, the switch is reversed. I think it looks green. Ah, it's a bit hard to see against the sky. Great. You can always check the points, the rails that move when the switch is lined, to make certain they are set for the direction you want. Okay, reversed was... yeah, switch reversed. Alright. Next. View from above. So far we've been using the first person view, but it's also possible to view the world from above. Select the overhead view with 2. I'm pressing 1, nothing's happening. I'm pressing 2, pressing 1, first person. Well, 1 as in first person, that makes sense. 2, oh. Cannot hide the mouse, but I can hold the mouse to rotate around, and I can look at the dude. Behold, this is me now. Now you know what I look like and what I wear. Overhead view moves very similar to WSD. Right mouse button, scroll wheel. Oh. Let me just see what happens if I crank up the tree density. Oh, it's still fast. I mean, it looks a bit weird right now, but maybe it's a temporary problem that will go away. Yeah, more trees, baby. Try using the overhead view to get a sense of the facilities and track at East Whittier. ER 50,000. ER. That seems to be money or score or costs or something. Coal. Empty. The WASD speed adapts to the zoom level. That's helpful. Another way to get a sense of things is to toggle map with M. Arguably, I'm not the wiser. Is the map really supposed to help? Oh yes, it is. Too bad they don't have this mouse zoom fading like they have here. Or rather, here. But instead the map just has... You scrolled the wheel, you stopped scrolling the wheel. Oh, absoluteness. Switch back to first person. One more note. The first person and overhead views are completely independent. You can use this to your advantage. What do you mean? Oh, this means that I can be in this place, but I can also be in this place. Oh, with shift we're moving faster with WASD here. One, two. Seems to be a programming error when it comes to the toggle of the mouse. I'm switching back to 1. Pressing right mouse button. Oh no, okay. At least not this time. Okay, when you're ready, switch back to first person with 1 or teleport to the position your mouse is over with Control T. Wait, I can teleport? I mean, should I? Control T. Oh, now I'm here. That's mildly disturbing, but okay. And there are no walking sounds. How early access is this game? Oh, well, let me just check that out. Railroader, release date December 2023. Since it's still early access, that's when it came out into early access. Once it would be really released, that would reset the release date to that date. Pretty sure. I have water here. Let me just take some of that into my flesh. Climb aboard. Let's board the engine, the good one, which is just outside the engine shed. Walk to the engine. Apparently I have. Find the ladder between the engine and tender. Move forward with W while facing the ladder to climb into the cab. At the top of the ladder, find the engineer's seat in the cab. It's on the right side of the engine. Simply walk into the seat to have a seat. Oh. Engine controls. What's this here? Oh, that's shadows cast from the trees, I believe. Engines in Railroader have 4 major controls. Throttle, which is this, I guess. Or is it at the top? This would be the throttle, I guess. Yep. Reverser, this is probably this one. No, it's the brake. Where's the reverser? Reverser. Currently centered. Independent brake and train brake. The throttle and reverser make the engine move and change direction, while the brakes are used to slow or stop the train. First we cover the brakes. Before you get the train moving, it's critical that you know how to stop it. The independent and train brakes behave very differently and are used in different situations. The independent brake controls the brakes on the engine and tender only. It's fast to apply and release, but is only good for stopping the engine alone or very short trains. Find the independent brake handle using your mouse and tooltips. Apply the independent brake. Use your mouse to drag the handle as far right as it will go. Instead I would use a mouse wheel. Okay, that doesn't do anything. This sounds like this dynamo thing having piped up, but why would it when I apply the brake? That's weird. Okay, the sounds of Deer Valley are of course better. bit of a contrast now that we have to overcome. Train brake. The train brake is used for slowing or stopping a train. It's controlled by changing the air pressure in the brake line, and because of this it's slow to apply and even slower to release. In fact, you can only fully release it. It's not possible to partially release the train brake, unlike the independent. Apply the train brake. Use your mouse. Controls the brakes. The train brake controls the brake systems on each car in the train that is connected to the brake line. Because the independent brake is already applied, applying the train brake didn't have any real effect. You need it with longer trains though. Release the train brake. Use your mouse as well. You should only need to fully apply the train brake in an emergency. In normal use, you will apply some train brake and then release as you reach the desired speed, or apply more if you need to slow further. Now that you know the mouse controls used to stop, let's learn how to get moving. The throttle and the reverser. The throttle controls how much steam is sent to the pistons, which makes the engine go faster. When it is closed, 0%, no steam is sent to the pistons. At 100%, maximum steam is sent. The reverser controls how much the pistons apply force. The reverser controls how the pistons apply force. The drivers well, it's not an English sentence, is it? The reverser controls how the pistons apply force the drivers by changing how the valve gear operates. Yeah, that sentence is broken. This makes it possible to control direction as well as more efficiently use the steam at high speeds. What is this? Spotify Premium, $0, 3 months, no thanks. When the reverser is fully forward 100%, the steam will propel the locomotive forward. When fully back, the locomotive is propelled in reverse. Fully forward or fully back applies the full power of the steam, but is inefficient at high speeds. As your speed rises, you need to move the reverser closer to the center to get full power, just like in Derail Valley. I hope this thing doesn't explode, just like in Derail Valley. With the independent brake applied, we can try out the reverser and the throttle. First, we'll set the reverser, then the throttle. Set the reverser to forward, use the mouse to direct the reverser handle all the way forward. Open the throttle to about 20%. Use your mouse to... With the throttle open, the reverser set, steam pressure is being directed to the pistons. The independent brake prevents us from moving, however. Ahead, let's move the engine out onto the lead, toward the switch you set. The bell and whistle are used to alert others of the train's movement. When starting a train, it's common to sound the bell and whistle. The whistle is sounded using a lever or cord on the cab ceiling on the engineer's side, right side. Oh, it doesn't stop? Blow the whistle. Using a lever or cord on the cab ceiling. Oh yeah. Is this it? No. This maybe, yeah. When you release the brake, the engine will start moving. We are only moving a few feet here, so be ready to stop the engine by applying the independent brake. Get rolling. About 5 miles per hour will do. Many older engines don't have speedometers, so use your best judgment. I don't know. Okay. Oh. Oh, gently. Congratulations, you have learned the basics of locomotive operation. Engine control from overhead. Until this point we've used the first-person view in engine controls, but Railroader also has on-screen controls called the head-up display HUD and supports keyboard bindings for many controls. These can be customized in preferences. Select the overhead view with 2. The HUD and keyboard control apply to the current selected engine. To select an engine, right-click on it, which opens the context menu. I'm right-clicking on the engine. Maybe I have to be closer. Well, did you say right-click? I right-clicked, but it doesn't appear to do anything. Which opens the context menu. It doesn't. Left click, control click. To select an engine, you can also immediately select using shift control click. Okay, so the context menu thing does not work. Maybe that is related to the toggle that I made for the first person view. Let me just check that out. Input. Right mouse button, hold. First person view. Look around. I have to push it every time I'm doing this. Second. Aha, there's a bug here. Select. Select the locomotive's display HUD controls. Shortcuts or long jumping, select car. Follow. Aha. If you have trouble finding your engine, Shift 2 will jump the overhead view to the position of your first person avatar. Okay. I think it should be Shift 1, because Shift 2 doesn't make sense. I want to go to the first person, except shifted. Right? Anyway. Select the engine. Be careful to click on the locomotive itself and not the tender or control on the locomotive. The tender is considered a separate car. More about the head-up display. Now that the locomotive is selected, the head-up controls appear in the lower left. The head-up display also provides the standard engine controls and can be used from miles away, whether you're in first person or the overhead view. If the head-up display forward in the engine is right, apply brakes. What? What are you telling me here? In the head-up display, forward in the engine is right. Apply brakes, close throttle. Well, that's not good English. And back is left. Release brakes, open throttle. Apply brakes, close throttle. The head-up display also shows details about your engine, including its number, weight, speed, and the state of its brakes. The dots below the engine number. In the brake display, each dot represents a car in your train. Train brake. The color shows whether that car's brakes are released white, applied red, or handbrake applied purple. Derailed cars are dark gray. I don't see any dots. I mean, I have this extra car here. Or are these the dots? Applied red. Well, the train brake is now no longer applied. Why is this still red? Does this take longer or what's happening? Car's brakes are released white, applied red, or handbrake applied purple. Derailed cars are dark gray. The numbers on the brake sliders indicate the brake line pressure and brake cylinder pressure. These are also shown on gauges inside the cab. Next steps. You now know everything you need to move your engine around East Whittier, until you run out of coal and water, that is. In the next chapter we'll cover loading coal and water. Welcome to the Railroader tutorial. The following chapters will walk you through running your railroad from engine operation and moving around to running freight and passenger service. This tutorial is designed to be played in C blah blah blah. Right. Coal and water. Coal and water. In this chapter we'll cover coaling and watering the engines. Diesel engines are fueled using the same principle. Taking water. Steam engines need coal and water, which on most engines is stored in the tender. The water is added through a hatch in the top rear of the tender. That would be well, here, right? Inspect your tender now and locate the water hatch. The tooltip should help. Water. There's 2.999 gallons of water in there. To add water, you need to line up this hatch with the spout, which is there, I guess. Interesting. The overhead view is helpful for this, but you could also use a head-up display to control the engine while standing on the deck of the tender. When using the overhead view, the 0 follows the lead car or engine, 9 follows the trailing car, which might help line up the tender. What about 8, 7, and so forth? Neither. First is first person view, 2 is overhead view, 0 makes you follow the engine. Let's just stick with first person for now. Line up the tender water hatch with a water cooler. Okay. Forward, no train brakes. Uh-huh. But what is this then? Huh, there's a bug here. Or isn't there? No, there isn't. If you apply the train brake, the cars also switch to red. Huh, okay. I mean, it's a bit weird, but okay. It's not so easy to click this thing. Line up. Not what this is. Let's go a bit backwards then. Independent, no, don't apply. Backwards and throttle. Independent brake is a bit more powerful than in Derail Valley. Oh, okay. Okay, whether it's open or not doesn't play any role. Interesting. So you just have to stop there. So that's where the micromanagement ends. Tender will begin fitting. If water doesn't pour from the spout, make sure the engine is completely stopped by applying the independent brake and ensure that the spout is close or directly above the tender water hatch. The hatch does not need to be open to fill. Why do they explicitly say this? Explicitly tell me to open this, or didn't they? I don't know. I mean, why this... I mean, why can you fill through the closed hatch? That's just a simple immersion breaking thing to not get wrong. I don't understand. Stow the water column spout. And next. Topping off the coal. But guess what? Yeah, the jumping is extreme. I also have to get used to holding the right mouse button while I look around. Oh, I'm standing in the coal. Oh, I'm standing in the... What? Oh, the roof is not there. Okay. I thought the roof was there, but it wasn't. Line of the tender with the coal conveyor used as throttle reverser in its fourth grade. Your railroad only has limited amount of coal at the moment, so it's up to you whether to top off this engine's tender. Load coal, click the coal conveyor chute to lower it and begin loading. I did so. Before we learn how to order more coal, let's cover the basics. Wait, that was all the coal in my possession? I guess so. And this is where the coal delivery would then dump its coal, I guess. Interesting. Oh, there's a ladder here. Sure. Ah, you can just click on the chute itself. Counterweight. Before we learn about ordering coal, let's cover the basics of how freight is moved on a railroad. An interchange is one or more tracks that are designated as a place to exchange cars with another railroad. On your railroad, the yard behind your engine shed doubles as your interchange. The interchange is served daily at 6 AM, which it currently isn't. By default, the neighboring railroad takes the outgoing cars away and delivers any incoming cars in their place. Use the overhead view to look over the interchange tracks behind the engine shed. Are those these? Use the overhead view to look over the interchange tracks behind the engine shed. The tracks are the main line, 2 interchange yard tracks, and a short storage track. So this one. Waybills tell a railroad whether to deliver a car. Cars ordered by your customers will arrive at the interchange with a waybill assigned. These cars are owned by other railroads and their waybills cannot be changed. Your railroad is paid when each car is delivered. Waybills are also used to order fuel for your railroad, but these waybills are assigned by you to cars that your railroad owns. More about this shortly. The company window and locations. Open the company window with I or using the icon in the upper right corner of the screen. The company window gives you visibility into all sorts of aspects of your railroad. Second time that they say the icon. There's a bunch of icons here. Why not be a bit more descriptive? Developer console. Company window. Switch list. Oh. Engine roster. Oh, there's an ER1 that is derailed. Huh. Interesting, at the bottom right of the screen. And then equipment purchase / place. Current balance 5,000. Expected balance after this 4,320. Interesting. Price 6,300. Current balance 5,000. Expected balance 1,300. What? You mean minus? What? What's happening? Equipment purchase. Okay, what's this? Preferences. Okay. And the railroad guide. Okay. The Eastern Railway. Open the company window with I. Switch to the Locations tab. Here you will find just trying to see what's there. Yeah, did I mention this is multiplayer too? Can be played together. Single player, online co-op, Steam Cloud, family sharing. I also read that this game can really be played at your leisure, so there's no time pressure. Locations. Each location has one or more tracks listed. Clicking on the track location icon will move the overhead view to the track. Hovering over it highlights it. Does it? Doesn't seem to. By the way, do we have anti-aliasing already in this game, or is that not yet a thing? Tree density, detail density, draw distance. Okay, no, there's no anti-aliasing. Too bad. Some locations, such as the interchange and repair tracks, have additional options to configure their operation. Close the company window. The X button closes the window. Yeah, but first they say something about hovering here. Hovering over it highlights it. Let's see what it is referring to. Each location has one or more tracks listed. Engine service. Eastwood interchange. Oh, did something just happen? Yeah, okay. I guess it wants to highlight something that's just too far away. And the things that I have here apparently are not part of the highlighting options. Are they? Oh, I just saw some. Ah, here we go. Coal loader, East Whittier engine service. Coal loader, repair track. Am I currently burning through coal, by the way? Inspect. Brake line 90. Condition equipment. Sell value. Anyway. Okay, close this. Next. Railroad fuel service. Much of our freight work will be for our customers, but some of it will keep our railroad running. Fuel for engines, repair parts, and maintenance of way materials. To keep your engines fueled, you will need to keep your engines fueled, you will need to supply coal to your coal conveyors and coaling towers. This is called railroad fuel service freight, and it uses cars owned by your railroad. Your railroad owns one hopper It's on the interchange track to the east. Oh, there's a compass. At the top of the screen I see north right now, the N. Interchange track to the east. Is it this one? Is it the hopper? No. This one? I mean, considering that you basically never do anything with these trees, look at that detail, man. Whoa. Wait. Look at this detailed texture. The engine is not actually slow. Find the hopper. The coal in this car has already been purchased. We'll set it to unload and buy more in the future. Okay, which one? Is that the one? Is that the hopper? ER 250, ER 500, ER 200,000. What does this mean, ER? Oh, that was written on the side. That's the number of the thing. Automatic waybills. Railroads use waybills to keep track of where a car needs to be delivered to. Automatic waybills in railroad enable you to set a car to be moved between two destinations, one to unload it when full and another to load it when empty. Automatic waybills are only used for cars owned by your railroad. Waybills can be viewed using the inspector. Open the inspector by right-clicking on the hopper and clicking inspect. I don't know if this is the one, but let's just see. Oh, bay hopper. Well, this is a hopper. I don't know if it's the hopper. Oh yeah, open inspector for the hopper car. Switch to the operations tab and find the unload and load drop-downs. Make the following settings. Set the unload destination. Coal should be unloaded at the East Whittier coal loader. Unload. Unload coal at East Whittier coal loader. Set the load destination. When empty, coal should be purchased via East Whittier interchange. Yep. Now, because the hopper is full, this waybill has automatically been set to the coal loader. You can see the waybill in the inspector as well as in the car's tooltip. Destination East Whittier coal loader. The overlay. Another way to see waybill and car information is using the overlay view. Hit tab to toggle the overlay view on and off. Let's leave this on for a while to get a feel for that. With the overlay enabled, the tag above the car indicates its destination. The color corresponds to its east-west location on the railroad. Huh? You mean orientation? Or what? I don't know. And dims when it has been delivered. Hovering your mouse over the waybill highlights the destination track location. Yeah, I can see it from here. Yeah, like I said, there's this hole in the ground where this will have to be dumped. Hovering the mouse, in other words, it highlights the place on the track that this car needs to be placed. Try this now. Do you see where the hopper needs to go? It might be behind you. Yeah, well, I did this. Next. Prepare to move the hopper. Try thinking through the location of the hopper and the track we need to take it to. How can you move it there without trapping the engine? Well, I would have to push it. The hopper is here. I would have to... Let's say the engine would be here. So I'd push it. This would be the hopper. That would be the engine. Then I go backwards and I go forwards again. Or can I drive through this thing directly? I cannot. So that was the right association then. And so I could do this in principle. This is a facing point move. If you If you backed your engine up directly to the hopper, the engine would be between the hopper and the spot we want to move it to. Your first step is to move the engine to the other side of the hopper car. Set the engine shed switch back to normal. Engine shed switch. Well, that's this one. Does it say the name? It does not say the name. Next, reverse your engine past the shed to the other end of the yard tracks. So, backwards and throttle. Zero follows the car, the engine. Yeah, it's a bit cutesy-wootsy in comparison to Derail Valley, but it's not that kind of game. Why is it so slow though? Aha, let's see if this switch automatically flips over. And this one, I will already do this because I know it's right. Next, reverse your engine to the other end of the yard tracks. If you're having trouble getting above 15 miles, yeah, try moving the reverser toward the center. The reverser? Oh, the reverser. Yeah, sure, I forgot that. Yep, I forgot that. Okay, has that been switched? Yes, this switch was flicked by the locomotive. Reverser? Yeah, I thought I had to reduce the throttle to get faster. Hey, no, it was the reverser thing here. That was the one. Keep your speed around 15, especially over the switches. Okay. Is there derail danger or things could get damaged? Let's see. Right mouse button. No, nothing to see here. Stop your engine. Use the independent brake. I did so. Next. Approaching the hopper. Now that we are on the correct end of the yard, we can proceed to the hopper. Line the switches for the engine. Set the reverser forward and approach the hopper, making sure to keep your speed under control. Sure. I'm playing, well, railway. Yep, that was immediately stupid. Set the reverser. Yeah, I should have braked out a little bit earlier, huh? Train brake. I should have used the independent one. Shit. At least we know now how fast this thing can go. How do I solve a derailment? Inspect. Derailed. 67% derailed. Operations. Equipment. Customize. So what happens if during the tutorial I derail something? Let's see. Wear and repair. Crap. I wonder if there's nothing about re-railing here. Or if re-railing is not a thing. I mean, is it game over right now? What's happening? It didn't occur to them that it could possibly derail, and we need some information about that now? Shit. Well, time to ask an AI. God damn it. Okay, railroader. I derailed my locomotive. Help. Oh no, derailing a locomotive is a tough break, whether you're playing a simulator like Railroad or another game. To give you the best advice, I need a little more information. Could you tell me, what game are you playing? I'm assuming it's a realistic simulator, but please confirm. Railroader on Steam. The simulation you're playing is Railroader on Steam, which has a specific way to re-rail equipment. Here are the step-by-step instructions. Enter first-person view. Okay. Probably have to push it, huh? No, okay, what else? Move to the re-rail spot. Walk next to the derailed part of the locomotive. What just happened? Walk to the next to the derailed part of the locomotive. You want to be standing on the ground next to the wheeled trucks that are off the rail. Tip: you can activate the re-rail tool. Press and hold Shift R, the default for re-rail keys. Shift R, Shift R, Shift R. Re-railed one car. Okay. We're already fine. Praise be AI. Stop just short of the hopper. Yeah, kinda quasi did so. Yeah, I always use a stupid train brake instead. That'll do. Now couple to the hopper car with the front of your engine. Sure. When coupling to another car of cars 1 to 3 miles per hour is the ideal, but you can couple as fast as 5 miles without doing damage. If you couple too hard, you can cause the trains to derail. Oh, that can happen? Okay, couple the hopper. How do you couple to the hopper? Change direction and... Man, the brake is aggressive. And then what? Do I have to do something here? When coupling to another candidate, how do I couple? Or is the coupler destroyed from what the fuck I just did there? Or is this thing also derailed? Oh, it's also derailed. What? That explains several things at once. Shift R. Okay. Is it now coupled? I guess so. Or isn't it? Right mouse button does nothing. How did this just happen? B is for the bell. W is for walking forward, not for the whistle. How do you couple these now? When coupling to another cut of cars. But first of all, I think if there's a handbrake here, I should set it. Can it be rolled over? Is there no handbrake on this thing? This is probably the handbrake, yeah. Left mouse button apply. Okay. Ah, why did they tell me that the handbrake needs to be applied? I guess they forgot that. Okay, next. And now that we've coupled the hopper, let's hook up the brake line. Walk in between the engine and the hopper. Each car has a coupler, air hose and an angle cock. The angle cock is a valve on the brake line which needs to be open in order for air to flow through the brake line. We know that from Derail Valley. But closed at each end of the train in order to build pressure. Let's check this out. Is closed. Okay. Click one of the glad hands dangling at the end of an air hose to connect them. Click. Just click, that's all. And then now I have to open the cocks. Must not make pun. Yeah, you have to drag that. And that is the B key, which is right next to the spacebar, incidentally. Too bad there's no sound of this, but okay. You can also shift click on a glad hand to open the hose and automatically open the angle cocks. Shift click on a glad hand to connect the hoses. That's possible. Okay, let me just close the motherfuckers. And click here. And then I click here. Yeah, I guess I'm going to do that in the future. Remember that the angle cocks at the front and back of the train must be closed in order to build pressure and release the brakes. If you hear hissing, an angle cock is open, letting air out the line. I don't hear hissing though. Remember the angle cocks and Inspection. Oiling. It's good practice to periodically inspect your train, steam engines, tenders, freight and passenger equipment need to be kept well oiled to avoid causing damage to their moving parts. Hover your mouse over the truck's wheels of the hopper. 77% oil. Have to click a few times to oil that. It's a clicker game, haha. For more on oiling, check the wear and repair section in the guide. Since I was already there because of the derailing, where I didn't find that information quite so much, let's look at that. Wear and repair. Running on the rail takes its toil. Engines and cars in railroad experience wear and tear through general use, particularly if equipment is not kept well oiled. See below. Hard coupling. Recommend coupling at or below 5 miles per hour. Taking curves too quickly. Derailments. This wear is reflected in the equipment's condition, which starts at 100%. As condition falls, so does the visual appearance of the equipment. Engines will grow less effective, reduced tractive effort. And passenger equipment reputation will suffer as condition lowers. Oh, that's interesting. To keep your equipment in top condition, stable engines in an engine shed are stable engines. Do you mean stabilize? Engines in an engine shed or any repair tech when not in use. Stable a verb? I didn't know that. Okay, apparently the tender does not have any oiling problems. That's weird. Don't forget to regularly give your passenger equipment time in the shop too. Over time, the effects of wear will compound, lowering the maximum repair cap 10% every 2,500 miles, limiting your ability to repair equipment. Overhauling equipment will restore the repair cap to 100% overhauling. Repairing equipment. Equipment can be repaired at any engine service facility. These may take the form of an engine shed or roundhouse. The following locations have engine service facilities: Dillsborough, purchasable; East Whittier, Bryson, Appalachia, Andrews. Repairs are performed on the repair track. Use the location panel for the facility in the company window to view the repair tracks. Repairs require the following: shop crew, hired and paired on a daily basis. Hire more shop crew to perform repairs faster. Repair parts, consumable resource purchased at interchanges and delivered by boxcars in captive service. Okay, here we have some placeholder for text that was not actually filled or whatever. Both are mentioned on location panel, blah blah blah. To repair equipment, stop it on one of the repair tracks. The shop crew will distribute their efforts equally across all of the equipment present. Note that the work and parts required to repair equipment scales with its value. For example, engines take significantly more work than a passenger car. Repair caps and overhauls. Over time, equipment will not be fully repairable except by more extensive efforts, referred to as overhauling. Every 2,500 service miles, the repair cap is lowered by 10%. Service miles are actually miles traveled, increased by a factor to reflect how hard equipment is being worked. An engine working at 100% throttle will put on more service miles than an engine working at 50% throttle when the actual distance traveled is the same. To overhaul an engine or car, open its inspector and set its repair destination on the equipment tab to a destination marked overhaul. Upon delivery, the shop crew will begin blah blah blah. Equipment which hot boxes and oiling. Steam locomotives and friction-bearing equipment, all passenger and freight equipment in railroader, require irregular oiling to keep them moving smoothly. The oil level will decrease as the equipment moves. Damaged equipment consumes more oil. Equipment which is not adequately oiled risks causing a hot box when moved. See more about hot boxes below. Hot boxes and oiling can be disabled in settings. Oiling equipment. To oil your equipment, hover your mouse over the trucks or drivers. A tooltip will appear Hold left mouse to apply. Hold left mouse. Oh, I was clicking at it again and again. AI crew oiling. If an AI engineer is assigned to an engine while the train is stopped, the crew will gradually oil cars that need oil if they are below 75%. The AI is paid for the work performed. Ah, typo. Hotboxes. Cars with an oil level below 50% run the risk of experiencing a hotbox. The chance dramatically increases with lower oil levels. Cars with hotboxes can be identified by smoke emitting from the trucks on one side. Cars with a hotbox must be moved below 50 miles per hour in order to avoid causing additional damage. Hotboxes are quickly repaired at the repair track. AI crews will periodically check their train for hotboxes. If found, the crew will reduce speed to 15 miles per hour. Let's move the hopper to its destination. For this next section, you will be in charge of planning out your moves. Your goal is to move the hopper into the position spot into the position spotted. In other words, there was something about hovering, wasn't there? Yeah, here. Yep. On the loader supply deck. To do this, you will need to use what you've learned so far. Set switches and use the throttle, reverser, and brakes to run the train. By the way, to those listening, I have read very clearly multiple times in reviews and such that you can also just not drive the train yourself, but just kind of automate it. So you can choose what you want: the hands-on approach, or rather the railroad toy approach that is just dealing with the dispatching. Remember that hovering over the car's tab overlay. 1 second. Will show you where the car needs to go. The tag will dim once the car is at its destination. Pressing tab to see if that really goes away. Yep. Okay, now I have to do the thing. Awesome. Maybe I should not apply the brake. I think there's a bug here with the number of the independent brake display. Why can I not move? Oh, right, the handbrake, sure. The almighty handbrake. Yeah, I can see that here actually. What am I doing? Oh, that's the pressure in the brake pipe. This should work now. So let's investigate those train brakes. Right. This is the wrong track, isn't it? It is, but it's not fatal, or is it? We have to go here. Yeah, it's a bit stupid, but doable. Can I just use a throttle like this also? This is probably not the optimal way to really use the mouse and all that. Still have to figure things out. Oh, right. Whoops. And now the color of this tab overhead kind of thing should change as it moves over the target. Destination, I mean. Yeah. Yeah, almost. Great work. Now that the hopper has been spotted, apply the handbrake to secure it. Next we'll prepare... Click the handbrake... next we'll prepare to leave the hopper behind by closing the angle cock on the engine. We'll prepare to leave the hopper behind by closing the angle cock on the engine. This prevents the brake line from leaking air. Open the coupler. Click the coupler between the engine and the hopper to open it. That's not it, okay. Great, now the hopper is spotted, it will supply coal to the conveyor for loading engines. Will it? Ordering coal. In a few days, once you've burned through the coal in this hopper, it will be time to order more. Because you set the load destination to the interchange, the car will be automatically way-billed there once it's empty. At that time, you will move the loader to the interchange, and the next time it's served, payment will be withdrawn and the hopper will be taken away. It will be returned at the next service 24 hours later, full of coal again, which is way-billed with its way-bill set to the loader. Because you only have one coal car, you'll be without a coal supply for a day, so plan carefully or buy another hopper so that your fuel supply is uninterrupted. Fuel costs can be viewed in the company window. Locations panel for the interchange. One last note about automatic waybills. You can manually toggle between load and unload using the cycle buttons below the drop downs, as well as copy the destination to coupled cars and cycle them too. Wrap up. You have now learned the essentials of keeping your locomotives fueled with coal and water. Where does the water come from? It's just there, I guess. You've also seen how to use automatic waybills to maintain a steady supply of fuel, coal, or perhaps in the future diesel fuel for your railroad. Next, we'll learn how to keep your equipment in good repair. Finish. Yeah, let me just move the locomotive backwards a little. And then I will see if I can open this here. Oh, it is already open. Wait, what? I don't understand. Why does this thing still look like it's full? Well, something's not right. Open. But nothing's coming out though. I don't get it. That's weird. Huh. Okay, this is it for now. It's a bit late. I already recorded another video today. Yeah. So, equipment repairs, derailments, passenger service, freight service, and where to go from here. Close tutorial. This will pause the tutorial. You can reopen the tutorial using the tutorial button in the upper right corner, and the tutorial will restart this page. Close. Save. Quit. Do you want to save your game? Last saved 1 second ago. Why would you have a timeout here of a few seconds that would make this not show up? Is that like rocket surgery? Discard. See you again next time.